In the heart of ancient India, where the Narmada flowed like a silver serpent and the temples of Ujjain touched heaven with their spires, destiny sculpted a ruler whose name would echo through eternity. Maharaja Vikramaditya, son of Mahendra Datta and Samyud, born under an auspicious constellation, sages foretold, this child shall carry the weight of Dharma on his shoulders. His sword shall be feared, and his mercy shall be worshipped. Ujjain was no ordinary kingdom. It was a confluence of wisdom, trade, warriors, and mystics. The city glowed like a jewel of the Bharat Varsha, and its heartbeat would one day be Vikramaditya himself. Even in childhood, he was unlike other princes. While his brother Bhartrhari chased adventures of the flesh and poetry of sorrow, Vikramaditya immersed himself in philosophy, archery, martial strategy, and the essence of Dharma. Justice was not a law for him, it was a way of breath. His mother, Samyadarshana, once asked him, "What kind of king will you become, my son?" The boy replied with solemn eyes, "One who conquers not for wealth, but to protect truth. My sword shall rise only where injustice rises first." Her heart trembled, for she knew destiny had marked him. The Shakas and the call of war beyond the western sands lay the fierce Shakas tribes, whose influence spread across Persia and into the Arabian lands. They were ruthless, tireless, and arrogant in victory. For years, they raided the western borders of Bharat. Their emissaries once demanded tribute from Ujjain, mocking India's kings as weak in the arts of war. That insult sealed their fate. Vikramaditya ascended the throne and declared, "Ujjain shall bend to no invader. From this day, no foreign foot shall rest upon our soil unless it bows in respect." Trumpets roared, horses thundered. The flag of Ujjain flew like fire in the desert wind. For 25 relentless years, Vikramaditya fought wars. Armies clashed like storms, elephants charged like thunder, and deserts turned crimson. Legends say that in one battle, even the Shaka chief trembled seeing the young king's eyes, calm like a saint, fierce like a lion. Arab chronicler Bahram bin Eso, in a verse still quoted in folklore, wrote, "The Indian king, whose banner devoured the wind, whose sword flashed like a sun from Arabia to Ujjain. No man stood equal to His victory over the Shakas was not merely military, it was civilizational. He incorporated parts of Arabia into his empire, not through destruction, but rebuilding, establishing schools, temples, trade routes, and forums for dialogue. A king of Dharma despite war, Vikramaditya's fame was not forged by fear, it was sculpted by compassion. His rule was based on the science of Dharma, righteousness aligned with cosmic order. His justice was unwavering, yet humane. A widow whose land was stolen by a nobleman once entered the court, trembling. Her voice cracked, but Vikramaditya listened like a father. The guilty noble lost not only the land, but his status. Justice, like the monsoon, fell evenly on all. Though he was a staunch Shiva, he respected all paths. Buddhists, Jains, Vaishnavas, scholars of Persia, poets from distant lands, all found refuge in his court. He declared, "If God created many paths, who am I to extinguish any?" His palace became a living university of wisdom, illuminated by the legendary Navartnas, the 9 jewels Kalidasa, whose poetry dripped like honey, Varahamihira, who studied stars and destiny, Dhanvantari, healer of body and soul, Amarasimha, lexicon of languages, Vararuchi, sage of grammar, Shanku, architect of cities, Gadakarpara, poet of satire, Vedalbat, occult scholar of mysteries, Keshtapanik, philosopher who wrestled with truth itself together. They turned Ujjain into the cradle of ancient innovation. This was not merely a court, it was the axis of civilization. And yet, destiny had more wonders and darker storms awaiting Vikramaditya. The shadows, the legends, and the immortal test of Dharma warforged Vikramaditya's name into steel, but it was fate that etched his soul into eternity. After conquering the Shakas and securing trade routes from Arabia to the Gangetic heartlands, Ujjain entered a golden age. The air vibrated with verses, debates, inventions, and melodies. The empire was vast, yet peaceful, but no life, not even that of a king, remains untouched by trials. The curse of betrayal and Bhartrhari's renunciation, Vikramaditya's elder brother. Bhartrhari was a poet whose heart lived in metaphors and melancholy. Unlike Vikram, he was ruled by emotion. His queen Pingala betrayed him with another man. The revelation shattered him. He renounced the throne, wrapped himself in saffron robes, and left for the forests. Before leaving, he whispered to Vikramaditya, "You may conquer empires, brother, but the battlefield of the heart has no armor." This moment changed Vikramaditya. The throne was no longer a seat of pride, it became a burden of responsibility. The king saw the cruel fragility of human life, and the deeper purpose of Dharma became clear. Rule, not for glory, but for balance. The Navaratnas, the 9 constellations of his fate, each of Vikramaditya's 9 ministers was a universe in himself, but one among them would immortalize the king beyond time. Kalidasa, the emerald poet of India. Legend says, Vikramaditya discovered him as a simple shepherd, mocked for his ignorance. But the king saw a spark others missed. Under Vikram's guidance, Kalita saw blossom, penning works like Meghaduta, Raghuvamsha, and Abhinana Sakantam, pieces that still shimmer in world literature. Varahamihira, the celestial mathematician, foretold eclipses with precision. Dhanvantari laid foundations of Ayurveda. Vedalbhat explored sciences society feared to touch, the unseen, the mystical, the liminal. From the physical to the metaphysical, Vikramaditya's court held the spectrum of human knowledge. His empire was not only of land, but of ideas, philosophy, and culture. The mystery of the Vedal, a king tested. Among Vikramaditya's most enduring legends is his encounter with Vedal, the ghost-like being who hung upside down on an ancient tree in a cremation ground. Whether myth, metaphor, or unseen history, the story reflects Vikramaditya's inner struggle. Every night, the king lifted Vedal on his shoulders. Every time, the spirit narrated a riddle, a story with a moral dilemma. Each time Vikram answered, Vedal returned to the tree, forcing Vikram to walk the path again. Why did he persist? Because Dharma demanded perseverance. Each riddle forced the king to weigh truth against sentiment, law against mercy, and action against consequence. The world saw a brave warrior, but the spirits tested a flaw. The legends do not show Vikramaditya as infallible. They show him as human, yet striving. The final test, the price of greatness as decades passed. Prosperity attracted envy. A confederation of rival kingdoms gathered, claiming Bharat's unity under one man threatened their sovereignty. Vikramaditya could have crushed them, but he chose dialogue. He declared, strength is not in battle, but in knowing when not to fight. Yet, treachery lurked. In a moonless night, an assassin's blade pierced his armor. Gravely wounded, Vikramaditya still mounted his horse and led his troops till dawn. Victory was his, but life slipped from his grasp like sand. His last words were neither of war nor regret. Protect knowledge, protect justice, protect every faith, for these outlived kings. The earth trembled, not in grief, but in salute. Priests chanted, scholars wept, soldiers raised their swords. The throne of Ujjain did not lose a king, it lost a guardian of civilization. The legacy that refused to die centuries passed. Empires rose and fell. Yet, the legend of Vikramaditya only grew brighter. His calendar, the Vikram Samvat, still marks time in India. His ideals echo in literature, governance, and every tale where the righteous king stands against injustice. Arab poets remembered him. Indian sages revered him. Folklore crowned him eternal. Vikramaditya was not a man. He was a standard of kingship. Wherever justice is upheld, wherever culture is protected, wherever a ruler walks the path of Dharma, Vikramaditya lives. Epilogue history may debate dates. Myths may embellish events, but civilizations remember truth not as data, but as inspiration. Vikramaditya remains that truth, a ruler who conquered lands, but more importantly, conquered time.